the fam, we're back and we're better. I hope that y'all have had a fabulous week. As promised, we're back with video 2 of 2023. And if y'all watched last week's video, I did pose the question of which topic y'all wanted me to hit this week. So the two options that I posed was between the office revamp for under $500 or wig security options. And of course, I let y'all know in the video last week. But then if you follow my Instagram page, my hair Instagram at Kay's Hair Extensions, I'll have it here below. You will have been able to see that I put a poll out, and I actually was wanting to see votes compared to like how many people wanted to see the wig security options, how many people wanted to see the office revamp. And it was really close at the beginning, but at the end, the wig security options ended up having more votes. So as promised, that's what this week is going to be about. Next week's video, I will be posting the office revamp for under $500. So do not feel like I left y'all out if you were eager to get that topic covered this week. Don't fret, it will be there next week. So moving into this week's topic. Wig security options. So y'all always hear, well, on my Instagram page, because I have been missing in action on my YouTube channel, but on IG, I've always talked about wig security, adhesives. We know about the glue. The glue is great if you enjoy using the glue and if you're comfortable using the glue. But there are alternative options, and I'm always about my first wig. So then I'm wanting to make sure all of my beginners and my new wig wearers that you don't feel intimidated to use the lace glue. You don't have to use the glue if you're not comfortable using the glue. And if you don't want to use the glue, you don't have to use the glue. So moving into some of the options that I have been using for the past 3 years, I haven't had any issues with them. I actually love these options, and that's why I wanted to ask y'all if y'all wanted me to post this video, because I did one previously when I was first getting into wearing units, but that really, I looked at that video and I'm like, that's not giving y'all the true insight to which ones work best depending upon your skill and comfortability level. So I have 5 total products that we'll be getting into today. They're all sitting here. And I'm wanting to just go through them and let y'all know how often I've been using them, and then, you know, kind of like the process of what goes into utilizing that specific adhesive when you're wanting to wear your wig. Now, again, I want you to make sure that you pick something that is comfortable for you and that works for you. Because for me, honestly, y'all, the glue is amazing. However, I stopped using the lace glue because it was just really messy. And if you have a lot of time to spend on your wigs all the time, that makes sense. You know, you can make sure it's all detailed. You can fine tune the edges, make sure your lace is laid, like whatever you need to do to make sure everything is good to go. But if you don't have that time, like me, you got to find some other options. And you're not going to be walking around here with your wig flopping or falling off, sliding back, and people try to figure out what's going on. So the first adhesive that I want to talk to y'all about is going to be the Got2b Glued. Well, it's the Got2b Ultra Glued. I'm sorry, I moved the camera. Got2b Ultra Glued Styling Gel, Invincible Styling Gel. And I know a lot of people have probably already used this, and you're probably already aware of this, but this is the #1 beginner's go-to that I recommend, simply because it is a gel. So the consistency of the product, I'm trying to get it in the camera for y'all, it's like a clear gel. There we go. So it's like literally really clear. And what happens is you don't even need that much on it, but what you would do, you would layer the gel along the perimeter of your hairline where you're wanting to lay the wig. So you would first put the gel there, and then you can let it air dry for about, I would say 5 minutes or 8 minutes if you just want to, like, if it's not, because you want it to be like a sticker. So if you can touch your skin and it's like tacky, it's time for you to lay your wig down. If it's still wet and just gel like, you want to let it sit a little bit. If you don't feel like waiting to sit, get a blow dryer. Put the blow dryer on cool. And for about 2 minutes, go back and forth on that layer. 1 or 2 layers of the Got2b Invincible Styling Gel. Just because 2 layers will go a long way. I've put 2 layers on before and I had the wig on for at least 2 days. So if you want it for just like a day or so, 1 layer will do you just fine. But if you want it for like the weekend, I would say do 2 layers. Use your blow dryer on cool and lay your wig on top of it. When you lay your wig down, the same way you would want to tie something down, or if you want to just take your blow dryer again and kind of press on it through the lace and just make sure everything is dry, you'll be good to go. And from that point, there's that. I will say some people have said that they get flakes. Now this is the non-flaky version of it, so I personally don't get flakes. The only time I get flakes is if I put too much above my hairline and it's not like covered, so then it's just out and dry. But at that point you just wipe it off with water so that you're not walking around looking crusty. So that's the gel option. So this is real quick, real simple. I would say 10 to 15 minutes max to put your wig on using the Invincible Styling Gel. So that's one option. Option number 2 is still in the same brand, Got2b Glue, but this is the Blasting Freeze Spray. So probably have already seen this as well. This is really good for if you're definitely on the go and you're like, I don't even have time to be putting gel on my head. I'm not trying to be waiting for that. The freeze spray is gonna be your best friend. If you're just like, I don't want to do all of that. I just want to go. I like the Got2b Glue, but I want to use the spray just to hurry up and go. Use your freeze spray. Quick disclaimer, both of them are going to give you the same hold. I've tried both of them. I use them interchangeably. They're both going to give me the same hold. They both finish well. Like, it's a clean finish. So whichever one you're most comfortable with. That's why I continue to stress that. But anywho, this one is going to be more of the spray. Y'all saw that. But more of the spray. So you just spray it exactly where you're at. And it has this little, like, I don't know the correct term for it, but it helps you make sure you're spraying specifically on the hairline. It helps keep it from being so messy and you just spraying everywhere. Now, if you make sure you check your bottle when you purchase this, because it can come broken. That's happened to me before, and then it just be spraying everywhere, and that's not fun because you want it to be specifically targeted to your hairline so then you can have a clean install. So that's just one thing. But as far as the spray goes, you'll spray perimeter same way you do with the gel. You spray the perimeter where you're wanting to put the wig. Let that dry. You can honestly walk around for a minute, 30 seconds to a minute. Do another layer. I always recommend 2 layers with this one. That's what I want to say, the difference between the gel and the spray. You can do 1 or 2 layers and still get a good hold, depending on the 1 day or the 2 to 3 day wig wears. If you're wanting your wig to stay on, like for real, be secured, you're gonna make sure, or gonna have to make sure you do 2 layers of this freeze spray. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a spray versus the gel is thicker, and it's like the consistency of it is gonna allow you to have that more tackiness, versus the spray is still, you're spraying it and having to disperse it, so you're not getting as much distributed in one spray versus the amount of product you'll get with squeezing the gel tube. So that's something to keep in mind. Just make sure you always do your 2 layers, but you'll do your 2 layers, let it dry, air dry for about 2 to 3 minutes. Same way, you want to just make sure it's tacky like a sticker. When you tap it, it should be sticky. You should see a little bit of sticky strands coming up off your finger, and that lets you know it's time for you to stick your wig down. So once you lay the wig on top, tie it down. I always say you could tie it down normally using whatever you do, like if it's like a scarf wrap, or I have my sealant bands, the Diva sealant bands. So whenever you're laying your wig, it has Velcro on here. So when you do lay your wig, you just tie it on your head. Ideally, it will go under the hair, but y'all know what I'm getting at. But that will go around your head, strap in the back, and this is a great way to help melt your lace and allow you to just kind of finish getting ready, finish up your final makeup touches and things like that. But that's pretty much what you will need to do with the freeze spray. Spray 2 layers, spray 2 layers, let it dry, put your wig on or let it dry until it's tacky. Don't let it dry all the way. If it's dry all the way, it's no point. So you want to let it dry until it's tacky like a sticker, and then you pull your wig on, lay the lace, and then tie it down with like the Diva Siliband if you have one. If you don't have one, head to my website. They are available for purchase. If you do have one, use your Diva Siliband, or you can use a wrap, like a cotton wrap, scarves, anything that's gonna work. You just want to make sure you have something to kind of press the lace in and let that melt and come together really nice. So that is the got to be glued options of your adhesives that I would recommend, and those are my number 1 and 2s for beginners. All right, now getting into the next few products that I have for y'all. Number 3, oh my gosh, I was stuck on this at one point. Like at one point, this is the only thing that I use. I didn't even use my Got To Be glue because I was just so in love with this stuff. But I didn't want to let my products go to waste, so I had to tell myself, okay, all of the stuff works. But this Bed Head by TIGI, it's the Hard Head Extra Hold spray. Am I reading that right? Hard Head Extra Hold. No, Hard Head Extra Strong Hold Hairspray. That is what this one is, the Bed Head. So this spray, y'all, you don't need a blow dryer. I mean, if you want to have a blow dryer, you can. But when I say all you'll have to do is spray, and you can, with this spray, you can do like touch and go type things. So like if you had your wig down and then it started to come up a little bit, you can just add a little bit of the spray, let it dry a little bit, and then tap it down and you're good to go. So with this spray, very similar to the freeze spray, you do not need to let this dry or air dry no more than a minute, because you're gonna spray this and it gets tacky immediately. It's like the same way, it's a spray, but it's gonna get tacky. Like, I want to see if I'm gonna spray my hand just to see, because the amount of time, like, it takes no time for this to get tacky. But the thing is, you'll spray it and let it dry for a minute, and that area that you sprayed is gonna be tacky, like really tacky, to the point where it's like you want to make sure you hurry up and put your wig down, and you don't want to waste no time when you're using this spray, because once you spray it and it dries too long, now you'll have like a gooey kind of layer and it turns white. So that's the thing about the Bed Head spray. You want to make sure you get it while it's clear, it dries and it's clear, and then put it on, because you don't want to wait till it's too dry, it'll be white. No, it ain't yet. It's not. Well, it's trying. It's trying. I don't think I can't really show y'all yet, but it's getting there. It's already tacky. Like, my fingers are really sticky. But with this spray, I definitely recommend for any of my divas who like to wear glue, who don't want glue. You can do your Got To Be gel, or you can do the freeze spray. But if you want to take even less time with that, get the Bed Head spray. I think we're ready for this. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. You see it? Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So when I'm talking about tackiness and sticky, that's what you want it to be. But that took less than a minute. Honestly, it was probably just at a minute or 45 seconds. And now it's already dry. So it's like, there's the stickiness is gone. So that's what I'm saying when I'm comparing the Bed Head to the Got To Be glued freeze spray. The drying time and tackiness time of everything that it's going to take for you to seal everything is completely different. And I would say, if you are looking to start with the spray, if you haven't tried this spray, Got To Be or anything, I would say go straight to the Bed Head. If you've tried the Got To Be spray, you know how it is. You already know like the time that it takes to kind of install your unit. But if you have not tried any type of spray, like a freeze spray or anything for your unit, I would definitely recommend this for beginners. Definitely. It's really clean, it's neat, it's fast. And this bottle, I bought 2 because I just knew I was gonna run out of the one within 3 months or so. I still have half of this bottle and a whole brand new bottle left. This will last you forever, as well as the Got To Be. But this is gonna last you a long time because you can see the differences in the size too. And I want to say this one is a 10.6 ounce. Well, that's wild. Interesting. Well, this one says it's 10.6 ounces, and this one is 12. But I don't know. Whatever. This is gonna dry faster. It's gonna get tacky faster. If you want a quick, super quick install, use the bed head. If you have about 10 to 15 minutes, I would say if you have 15 to 30 minutes, one of these options would be fine. If you have like 10 to 15 minutes, go with your bed head. This is gonna be your best friend. Even when I travel places and I'm like, I don't feel like having to spend 35 plus minutes in a mirror focusing on making sure my wig looks okay or my lace is down and it's not lifting up, I will bring this because I know for a fact I will be in and out of that damn bathroom without any issues, and my lace is gonna be secure for the rest of that day or whatever the time period that I need it to be held down. So there is that, y'all. And now the last things I'm getting into, so these are 2 different brands, but I'm actually going to get into different melting sprays. So these are like your lace bonding type sprays. Specifically, I always compare it to I always like to say like a spray very, very similar to a glue. It's just not the glue. So when you get your sprays, some sprays may be water resistant. I don't want to say proof, maybe water resistant, but yeah, for the ones I've been using, these 2 are not, to my knowledge. I don't know if you've tried it, let me know how you think, but we're gonna be talking about these 2. So first, starting with the Ebin Wonder Lace Bond, the Extreme Firm Hold Active. This is the red bottle. I got this in my beauty supply. All these products, honestly, I'll let y'all know where you can get it from, but I'll link them, the Amazon links under the description. But we're getting into this Ebin active spray. So this is also another fast acting spray. But the thing is, when you're looking at these sprays in comparison to your freeze spray and Got To Be glued, this spray is literally created to melt or adhere to lace. So in a way, it's like glue in a bottle. And when you are using these sprays, typically you don't need to use a blow dryer. It's more of just making sure you have the spray where you need it to be. You let it kind of dry in a nice amount of time. I would say probably 2 minutes here. And then you lay it down. I would say when I lay my wigs down with this, I do use a blow dryer on cool. After I lay it over, I'll go on cool with the blow dryer, and then I'll use my seal it band or wrap to just make sure everything is melting for about 2 to 3 minutes. But with this one, it does work. I definitely was like, I just picked it up because I had a wig that I wanted to install. I wanted to see for the, like, I didn't have any sprays as far as lace sprays that I had tried. So I was like, let me just see how this works in comparison to my others. And I do like this because it gave me the feel of a glued unit, but not using lace glue. And for me, I don't like to wear my wigs longer than a couple of days. Honestly, I may do a day max, and then if it's like a full front, like a frontal, then I'll keep it on for a couple of days. But my closure units, I do not keep those on longer than a day because I'm like, I could just put it back on. And so that's when I had a closure, and I was like, let me just get a lace spray and see how that works. And I actually like this product. You spray it exactly where you want to spray it, and the same way this air dries in the freeze spray, you'll let it air dry, you put your wig down on it. But the way it is like once you put your wig over it, y'all, it'll melt. I don't got it on now, but it'll melt the lace, like to the point where it's like you cannot tell that there's anything there. And then you don't have to worry about the flakiness or like the clumpiness of the product, any buildup, because it's like really, I'm not gonna say watery, but the liquid is very light, but it's a strong hold. So whatever the concoction they have for this, it does its job. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Your lace is not gonna move, it's gonna last, but it also does not result in any hair breakage, and it doesn't pull your hair out. It's a simple de-install. I use the micellar water whenever I remove my units, which you probably don't even have to use this. I just like how it makes my skin feel after I take off the adhesive stuff. But anytime I take my wigs off using glue, adhesives, anything, I'll just use this. You can also use water, but just, it has like the oils in it, so I think that's what helps it give that cleaner removal, and it helps eliminate so much of the product being left in your lace. So product number 4 is the Ebin Wonder Lace Bond Adhesive Spray, Extreme Firm Hold, the active. I'm thinking active is for like the water resistant, like I was saying. So like if it starts raining or something like that, but I can't guarantee that this works for sure that way. So once I have experienced water in the lace with using this, I'll let y'all know. But for now, I would say I've used it in dry and cooler settings, and it's been fine. It lasted me, it was a weekend, this lasted me 2 days, and I didn't have to retouch anything up. And moving to the final product, which is another lace spray, like I just talked about, the Ebin. This one is the Wig Dealer Luxury Hair Care, I can't even get it out. The Wig Dealer Luxury Hair Care Melting Spray with humidity resistance, and it's the Ultra Hold. So I purchased this because I wanted to compare this spray to the Ebin, because I'm just like, aren't they all the same? And to me, I'm just like, you never really know until you try. So I really wanted to understand for myself, you know, how are these different? Is it one that I truly would want to use over the other? How does that go? Now, when I saw the ad for the this melting spray, it showed like the stylist was putting a wig on somebody. I don't know if it was Jada, but I don't know. Anyways, if it wasn't Jada, she looked like Jada. But anywho, the stylist was putting the spray. They had the wig on, but then put the spray over the wig, like over the lace, as if like you could just spray on top of the lace. And I know some lace sprays you can do that. They say I've seen videos and some people can do that, like you can spray it over the lace and it'll be fine. For me, that does not work. Anytime I try to spray over the lace, it just seems like it gets real like white and dry and clumpy, and it doesn't stick to where I need it to stick on my skin. So I always have to go under, and then if it's like touch up things, I can get away with going over. But for the sake of this video, I had thought that she was going over, and I was like, what the heck? And then when she like tugged at the wig, it didn't move. So I'm like, you mean to tell me this spray does all of that? And in my experience of me using the glue, I'm like, that's 10 times better than the glue for me, and it's easier. So let me just see how this works. So yeah, I ended up getting it, and I love it. I definitely love it. I do have a video on my Instagram page, I believe, going over my thoughts about this when I first did use it, and I'm still using it. I love it. It's just because it's really quick to spray on, and the difference between this and Ebin, which is crazy because it's the same product, the tackiness. I don't know what it is, but this melting spray, maybe because it's a melting spray, when I spray this down for any of my wigs, closures or frontals, no matter what, it's going to be extremely tacky. And it's to the point where it's like I can spray it and I don't need to really let nothing dry. It's more of like spray it, I could lay the lace on it, and then I use a blow dryer to just dry everything at one point, so then it just dries together and it does not move. And it really does not move. Like I didn't even try to do like a perfect layer. Let's just say I did one good layer of this. The wig stayed on from Friday to Sunday morning. Like Sunday morning, my ear tabs started coming up, And that's when I was like, I just realized I didn't even use no glue. Like, this has been a spray. So the spray definitely does work. And the tackiness of the Wig Dealers melting spray compared to the Eben Lace Bond is like 2 times to 3 times stronger. So that's probably why I do enjoy it. And then that just makes it a lot easier for me to install my wig. So that is all of the wig security options that I have as far as like adhesives, and you know, just other products to secure your wigs. Now, when we're talking about not using anything and we just want to have the wig on and the wig off, okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I know exactly what you mean, because that is my life. Nobody has time to always have adhesive or sprays and glues and things like that. And you know, sometimes the stuff is out of stock. So you just got to do what you got to do to get through the day, right? And we all got to stay fabulous, okay? So the biggest hack to not having to put anything on your lace to let it stay is the elastic band. And in custom units created by myself, provided by Kay's Hair Extensions, you will get a elastic band, especially your custom closures. Now, when you get your frontals, it comes with an adjustable elastic band that will look similar, not similar, just like this. So these ends ideally would be stitched into your frontal once you know, put it on your head, cut the lace, and then you, of course, cut around the ear tabs, and then you want to make sure you measure the band and then cut off whatever excess. So this allows you to cut off whatever you need to cut off to ensure that it is a snug fit. And the way that you would hook it, it's just like that. So you don't have to really worry about keeping it together, or it breaking apart on you, or it loosening up like when you use like thick one like I have in my wig. Only reason I have it is because it's mine. But for my clients, I like to use these just because it's adjustable. It's flexible for you to maneuver if you decide that you want to loosen it up or make it tighter. And again, like I said, you get a lot of room to play with, but then of course you realize, okay, I'm gonna have to cut this. You can cut it and then stitch into your frontal unit. So all of my units come with an elastic band just so that you do have that security, because I love that security myself. And with that, what it's doing is it's really pulling, not pulling, but it's making sure the sides of the wigs, which would be what's in the front, right by the ears, it's securing that. Like, it's making sure this is laying flat. So it's starting here and it's connecting it through the back, so that when you put that wig on, all of this is going to be snug and fit and taut. It is not going to be moving. It's not going to be loose. You can barely lift, like you're going to have to use some strength to lift it. And that is the hack of a completely adhesiveless, glueless unit. And honestly, if you are a beginner, I think that's the best way to just start out, so that eliminates you really feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to have adhesives, or I need to get glue or know how to use glue to install my wigs. No, you don't. You don't even need none of that. You can have a bomb ass wig with an elastic band and it looks as nice as a glue down wig and nobody would even know. Okay? So, as I put my wig back on, that's all I'm saying. Okay? So that's that. But no, y'all, it is so easy to install your wigs now. And I feel like you don't have to go to a stylist if you don't want to. If you actually want to try to do it on your own, try to do it yourself. I promise you, it is not going to be as scary or horrific as you think. I thought it was going to be like the most trickiest thing ever. No, it's not. And it's actually really fun because it allows you to learn more about yourself, more about how you install your wigs and what works for you versus what's working for everybody else and trying to replicate that and then wondering why your outcome isn't looking like theirs. Everybody has their own preferences. Everybody does things different, and we all got different heads. So who knows, like the time it takes for me to install, or the time it takes for me to do some gel and let it dry and get the tackiness that I want may be a lot longer than the time it takes for you, simply because if you're wanting to wear it just for a couple of hours versus me trying to wear it just a couple of days, there we go. It's differences there. But when we're talking about just making sure your wig is secure, feeling confident in purchasing wigs, feeling confident in wearing your wigs, and not feeling like it's about to fly away and your lace gonna lift up, all of that unnecessary stuff, I ain't got it on my hand yet. Here. That's what I'm here for. I am here to make sure you have everything you need to be the best, successful, the most successful you can be when it comes to installing your wigs on your own. And don't forget about that elastic band. So you have the elastic band and you have all of these products that I've talked to you about today. I would love for you to try at least one of them and let me know how that goes for you. And what's your thoughts on the product? In addition, if you have tried any of the products that I've talked about, feel free to go ahead and comment and let the people know about your personal experience, because I feel like if there are people who are watching this video to get into installing units and things like that, it'll be a great benefit if all of my other viewers who have used this product can let them know in the comments, you know, this, I've used it, this is my take on it, this is what works for me, this is what didn't, just so that there isn't even, they have more of a reference and like valid reviews of others who's used this product. But I will definitely say I use all of the products that I've showed y'all, and I continue to rotate and use them. Of course, it just depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes it depends on the weather, the location of the event. It's just so many different things that goes into place of like, okay, am I going to use my bed head, or am I actually going to use the freeze spray? Am I going to use the gel? Am I going to use the Ebin? We got options, and our wigs are moving. So as long as the wig is secured, we've achieved what we needed to achieve. Okay. So that is all that I have for y'all this week. I will be back next Sunday, like I promised, with the office revamp for under $500. So please let me know how you feel about this video. If you do try any of the products that we talked about, I would love to know your thoughts and how it went. And that is the tea for today. So I hope that y'all continue to have a fabulous, fabulous day. If you are inquiring about wigs, about bundles, any of my accessories that's offered, reach out to me, ask me the question. I'm happy to help out. And if you haven't already, just make sure you follow my hair Instagram page at Kay's Hair Extensions. And if you would like to keep up with me personally on my personal page, which you also see the link to my YouTube channel there, follow that page on Instagram at Unicorn Babe. So that is the tea, y'all. Again, I love y'all. Continue to be safe. And like I said, continue to stay fabulous. We'll meet back here next week. And just let me know in the comments what any of the products that you've used, as well as besides what I'm going to be posting next week about the office revamp, what are the topics that you would like me to hit this month? I still have 2 more. I believe we have 2 more weeks after next week. I'm not sure, but I want y'all to let me know what are the things we want to get into, not this month, let's just say this first quarter, because I'm posting videos weekly. So it's important for me to capture the things that y'all are most interested in addition to what I'm trying to push out. So comment if there's any things that you are screaming and just so eager for me to highlight. I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to post something for you. But if not, yeah, just let me know how you enjoy these products if you try it. I will talk to y'all later. Bye.